Hello, beautiful people. So, once again, I'm bringing you some good news, and this has to do with how you can move down to Canada real easy. So, there is this stream for a particular province in Canada that is accepting foreigners, right? So, if you want to move down to Canada, one of the best ways to do it is to look at provinces and openings they have for foreigners, apart from the federal express entry program, right? So, every province also have their own provincial nominee program, right? And other immigration programs basically to take in foreigners into their communities. So this video is about one amazing one, and this one is real good. You don't need a job offer to move down to this particular province, and it's open to people from the age of 21 to 55, right? So I get a lot of emails from people that are from their late 40s, early 50s asking for ways they can move to Canada. So this is a very good one. The upper age limit is 55, so a lot of people can actually take advantage of this one, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything: application guidelines, all you need to know about how you can move down to this amazing province in Canada. So just stick with me till the end so you can get all the information. We are just meeting. If this is your first time of watching my video, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie, and I really love having you here with me today. So let me know in the comment section if you're watching me for the first time. I have something special for you. So please drop a comment. Let me know if this is your first time on my channel. So do subscribe to the channel so you can be seeing more videos that will help you in your relocation journey. I share a lot of videos on how to relocate to several countries like the UK, Netherlands, Australia, Canada, the US, so many countries, right? I have all that on my channel, and I keep updating my channel every day. So do subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you know every time I share a new video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Your support has been massive. I truly appreciate you. Your likes, your comments, your shares, it all means the world to me. Thank you for your support. And if you want to talk to me privately, you can send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. Let's get to talk about how to get you to your destination country, all right? This program is for Nova Scotia. Yeah, so it's in Nova Scotia labor market priorities. And I'm going to be showing you the application guide, like how to apply for this program. So this video is going to be packed, right? So we're just going to go through everything that we need to know about how to move down to Nova Scotia. So this is all the content and everything we're going to be going through. Don't worry, it's not going to be that long. I'll try to summarize everything to you to make it real easy. So let's start with, is the Nova Scotia labor market priority stream right for you, right? So let's know if you're eligible for this first of all. So this stream is only for people who meet specific labor market needs as set out on our website. Applicants must also have a letter of interest from us and be registered in IRCC's Express Entry online system. Read the following two columns carefully to see if the stream is right for you. So this is just the best place to start. Let's know if this is for you or not. Yeah. So this stream may be right for you if the Nova Scotia labor market priority stream may be right for you if you meet all of the criteria listed below. So you need to have a valid express entry profile number. So you have to have an express entry profile. That is very easy to start. I'm going to show you, in case you're not on the express entry, I'll show you how you can get on it. It's very easy. And then you stated in your express entry profile that you are interested in moving to Nova Scotia. So when you have your express entry profile, so that is it's a federal immigration program, right? That admits people to the whole of Canada, right? So in that your express entry profile, you need to specify that you're interested in moving to Nova Scotia, right? And then Nova Scotia is going to see your profile from there, right, and reach out to you and send you a letter of interest, right? So you're going to receive a letter of interest from the province of Nova Scotia from your express entry profile. And then you meet the criteria in place at the time you receive the letter of interest. So there's a link here to click to see the criteria, and that changes all the time. So it's not like fixed. So at every point in time, you need to see what the criteria is. And then you meet the work experience requirements for the express entry stream for which you have applied. So for the express entry stream, there are 3 levels to it, right? So there is a federal skilled worker program, there is a federal skilled trades program, and there is a Canadian express class, right? So you need to meet the work experience requirements for the particular one you qualified for, all right? And then during your work experience, you did at least 51% of the main duties set out in the National Occupations Classification NOC for your job, right? And then you have proof of your immigration status in the country where you are currently living. So the country you're living, the country you're applying for, right? You need to have, residency in that country. You can't be on refugee status or overstay your visa or whatnot. You need to be legal in the country where you are residing, all right? And then you can show that you will be able to support yourself and your family. And then, you can do that through proof of funds and all of that. So you need to show that you're financially able, right, to support yourself. And if you have your family, you also need to prove that you're able to care for your family as well. So this means that on this program, you can move to Canada with your family, right? So that is a very good, important point to note. On this program, you and your family are welcome to Canada. And then the most important one is that you intend to live in Nova Scotia. So if you're moving to Nova Scotia through this program, you must live in Nova Scotia, right? Okay, so let's now see the scenario where this program is not for you. Do not apply to the Nova Scotia Labour Market Priority Stream if even one of the statements below applies to you. So this other one, you needed to have, met all of it. And this one, even if one applies to you, you're not eligible. Okay, so let's start. There are about 5 on the list. 1, you are currently living in a country in which you are not legally allowed to live. So if you've overstayed your visa anywhere, you're undocumented or whatever, if you don't have legal residence where you are, then unfortunately this is not for you. So for those that are on refugee status or are on asylum waiting to get, a response for the application and all of that, there is a stream for you. Canada has something for you. And I'll link it in the description box, that particular video where you can see how you can move down to Canada if you're seeking asylum in any country or you're on refugee status, all right? Okay, so number 2 here, you have received a nomination or endorsement, NSNP, that's the Nova Scotia Nominee Program, or Atlantic Immigration Pilots within the last 12 months. All right. So if you received any nomination or endorsement in any of these 2 programs, this is not for you within the last 12 months. Yeah. And then you have applied to immigrate to Canada on compassionate or humanitarian grounds or to claim refugee status, right? So if you've applied for refugee or whatever, you're not eligible for this. And then you have applied for refugee status in Canada and have been refused. So if you've been refused your refugee status in Canada, this is not for you. And lastly, you have received a removal order from IRCC or the Canada Border Services Agency. All right. So now we're done with that. Let's see the next step. So what you need to know before you apply, right? So you must apply to 2 levels of government, the federal and provincial. So the first thing you need to do is to apply to the Canada Federal Express Entry Stream, right? So you open a profile there and all of that, and then you state that you are interested in moving to Nova Scotia, right? That is very important. And then you pay the fees and all of that. So when you're done with that, Nova Scotia sees your application on the Express Entry Stream based on your profile and, the labor market needs that they have at the time. They will reach out to you and send you an invitation, all right? So the next level of application you need to do is a Nova Scotia provincial application, right? So it's written here, if we find that you meet the criteria for a particular labor market priority, we will send you a letter of interest through the Express Entry online system. Once you receive the letter of interest, you have 30 calendar days to apply to the Nova Scotia Labor Market Priority Stream through our online service. So it's an online application, right? So when you receive your letter of interest from this province, you go ahead and apply for this program. So there is no application fees for this, no application fees to apply for this program. All right, this is completely free. All right, so let's go ahead to see some other vital information about this stream. And you need to gather the documents you need. All right, so let's look at the documents. So all documents must be valid on the date of your applications, both to Nova Scotia and to IRCC. All right, and all documents must be PDF files. Documents with images must be scanned in color. Text-only documents may be scanned in black and white. This is something you can read yourself. Let's just go down to some other important things. So the documents you need, right? You need a copy of the letter of interest that they'll send to you, and then documents showing that you meet the criteria for the draw you have been invited to apply. All right. So at the point of you receiving your letter of interest, you see the criteria that are for that moment. So this criteria changes for each draw, right? So remember, the name is called labor market priority. So whatever is the priority for the labor market at the time is what the criteria is going to be about. All right. So we can't really go into that because it changes. So you just see, what the criteria is at that time. And you need documents related to your work experience and all of that. So you need from letter of reference from your previous employers, and then you need documents about you and your family, that your passports, if you have children, you need birth certificates. If you're married, you need marriage certificates, all those kinds of documents are what you need. And then you need documents related to your immigration status. If you currently live in Canada, include a copy of proof of your legal status in Canada. If you currently live in a country of which you are not a citizen, include a copy of proof of your legal status in that country. So if you're from Ghana, for example, and you're currently living in South Africa, so you need to show proof of your legal status in South Africa. So that's what it means. And then if you have applied to immigrate to Canada before, include copies of every letter you have received from the Canadian government or any provincial or territorial government regarding each application, right? That's very important. And then documents related to your move to Nova Scotia, you may provide one or both of the following. So if you have one of this, is fine. Bank statements from the past 3 months showing all account balances and transaction history. Now you can merge bank statements, because that's the question I get a lot. You can merge bank statements. If you have an account with Bank A, you have an account with Bank B, and you feel like one of them is not strong enough for this, then you can merge 2 or more bank statements. All right. And then statements from your investment portfolio showing fixed deposits and the terms for withdrawing such funds before the investment matures, right? So they really need to know that you have the financial capability to move and live in Nova Scotia. And then let's go to the application process proper. Now you've seen your eligibility criteria, you've seen the documents you need. Now, how do you apply? Number one, create an express entry profile. Go to IRCC Express Entry website and follow the steps to create an express entry profile. It is like really easy. Once you just go there, you would see how to apply. So just go to Google and type in IRCC Express Entry website and you're going to see it, right? It's going to come up. And then number two, look for a letter of interest in the Express Entry online system. You must have a letter of interest from Nova Scotia to apply to the Nova Scotia labor market priority stream. So remember to include in your profile that you have interest in moving to Nova Scotia, because that is the only time they would see your profile and send you a letter of interest if your profile matches their needs. All right. And then number three, apply to the Nova Scotia labor market priority stream, right? So you have 30 days to do that from the day you receive your letter of interest. So always be checking your profile to know when you receive that so you don't miss out on the opportunity. And then number four, you will either be nominated or refused. Hopefully you're going to be nominated. If you are nominated, if we approve your application, we'll send you a letter through the Express Entry online system telling you of your nomination. So always be checking your profile. We will also email this information and your nomination certificate to you or your representative. That is, if you use a representative to apply. And then you must accept our nomination within 30 calendar days of receiving it. You do this through the Express Entry online system. So always be checking. All right. So the nomination certificate expires 6 months after the date it was issued. You must apply to IRCC for permanent residence within this 6 months period. So once you have sent in your application to Nova Scotia and they have nominated you, you need to apply for permanent residence in Canada. All right. And you have 6 months to do that. So you need to be fast with everything you're doing. Okay, so number five, you accept the nomination. After receiving the nomination, you accept it. You have 30 days to accept your nomination, and then you go ahead to apply to IRCC for permanent residence. All right, and you're going to apply for this on the IRCC's website as well. And then number seven, tell us when you become a permanent resident. Contact us within 30 days of your arrival in Nova Scotia. Send us these documents. So once you land in Nova Scotia, you send these documents to them. You need to let them know within 30 days of your arrival in the province that you are around, and you send these documents, a copy of the confirmation of permanent residence, a copy of your passport, and your Nova Scotia contact information, which includes your address, your phone number, and your email address. So at this point, congratulations to you. You're now a Canadian permanent resident living in the province of Nova Scotia. Now, there's some information I want to show you, which is basically a summary of everything. All right. So let's just go through this summary. So the Nova Scotia Labour Market Priority Stream selects candidates in the Federal Express Entry System who meet provincial labour market needs to apply for nomination. Only candidates who receive a letter of interest from the Nova Scotia Office of Immigration may apply. Then eligibility. So this is just a summary of everything I've been saying, all right? So to apply, you must receive a letter of interest from the Nova Scotia nominee program within the Express Entry System. You must submit your application within 30 days of the date on which your letter of interest was issued. Number 3 is it meet the minimum work experience requirements of the Express Entry stream for which you have qualified. Number 4, demonstrate sufficient funds to successfully establish yourself and your family in Nova Scotia and to pay your immigration costs and travel expenses. So you may be wondering, how much is this proof of funds? There's a link where you're going to find out. So I'm going to leave a link to the main page of all this information so you can just go through it and see everything broken down. So for everything they mentioned, there is a link on it. You click on it and then see the information. So that's where you also find out how much is sufficient funds for you and your family, depending on your family size. All right. And you must have legal status in your current country of residence. You must meet eligibility criteria in place at the time you are issued a letter of interest, and you must have a valid express entry number and meet all IRCC criteria for the express entry pool. And this page also has a link to apply for this program if you have received a letter of interest from Nova Scotia on your express entry account. So you can simply click here to apply for this stream. All right. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and give this video a thumbs up, that is a like, and also subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do that. Share the video as well. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jackie, and I will see you in my next video.